What you don't know is, most likely, unless you read my book, there is no mRNA inside of mRNA vaccines. So why do they call them mRNA vaccines? I teach you in the book. All right, so this is the National Institute of Health's website pamphlet. It's actually titled Understanding COVID-19 mRNA Vaccines, and the link is on the slide. Understanding, you see the URL on the bottom of the slide? It says Understanding COVID-19 mRNA Vaccines. If you write that in Google, Understanding COVID-19 mRNA Vaccines, and put the words NIH after it and hit enter, you will be led to this document on the NIH's website. Okay, so that's where you get it. This first part of this article is, are FDA-approved mRNA vaccines safe and effective? I want to show you what's actually in the mRNA vaccines, and it's on the next slide. This is what they tell you. You see the spike protein gene in that little circle?
Mm-hmm.
You see the word DNA plasmid?
Yeah.
That's what was in COVID-19 mRNA vaccines. DNA plasmids, this ring of DNA with the spike protein gene that I told you earlier. Spike protein is a fancy word for foreign proteins, which all viruses are, including snake venom proteins, which is what we found in every COVID patient. All right, so spike protein genes, the mRNA vaccines, have DNA plasmids, not mRNA anything. DNA plasmids are little rings of genetic material with a code to tell your body to produce that spike protein gene that you see embedded in that little ring. To the right, let's read what they write in the NIH's website. The target spike protein gene is then synthetically manufactured and inserted into a plasmid, or a small circular piece of DNA. Plasmids are used in mRNA vaccine production because they're easy to replicate and reliably contain the target gene sequence. For COVID-19 vaccine recipients, they were injecting DNA plasmids into you that then bind to your own cell's DNA and now tell your cells to produce the spike protein gene, which I just showed you were 36 different animal venoms. So if you want to know why people are dying, getting blood clots, getting myocarditis, becoming infertile, I explain it and show you in the book. These spike proteins are venom proteins. That's all they are. And I show you the list of all of them. So if this has been injected inside of you, I need to explain something to all of you that I did not highlight in this PowerPoint. How did people develop long COVID symptoms and vaccine injuries, and why do they continue to persist for months and years later?
Yeah.
These DNA plasmids is all that was introduced into you that they called a bat virus during COVID. They put these DNA plasmids in water supply. I show you in the book. Our government started putting these DNA plasmids to be consumed by people in 2017 and 19. They started researching water treatment plants and putting these DNA plasmids in them. And they want to know, do our water treatment facilities in America using hydrogen peroxide, using chlorine and UV light, does it destroy DNA plasmids in the water? And they found that it doesn't. So now they knew they could use this as a weapon to introduce DNA plasmids into the populace. And when you drink it, it goes inside of bacteria and yeast that live in your body. This DNA plasmid does. And that bacteria and yeast starts producing the spike protein genes they called COVID. And then you got sick and lost your taste and smell and lost your hearing and lost your mental mind, couldn't breathe and became hypoxic. This is what they did. And as long as you're feeding the bacteria and yeast called E. coli and yeast, you will have long COVID symptoms because your body can't kill the bacteria and yeast that are now manufacturing the venom proteins called spike proteins, making you have long COVID.
Those two products will get it out of you or keep it out of you. How would you say that? It removes it from you or it keeps you from, because I don't know, it almost sound like you said it's there to stay, but if you take it every day, I'm not sure.
Exactly right. So this is why I need to introduce this. They're using bacteria and yeast and all the vaccinated to be programmed with these DNA plasmids you see on the screen to change their DNA to produce spike proteins as long as they're in your body getting sugar from your diet. Then those bacteria and yeast that have now genetically been engineered to produce poisons in the body of the vaccinated, those bacteria and yeast can be spread to your loved ones through breast milk, through kissing, through sexual activity, through touching doorknobs, through sweat. So this is how the shedding occurs. You're just shedding bacteria and yeast, which are contagious, that have been altered to produce poisons.